Democrats passed the fugitive slave law. And what's that? That's if a slave escapes from the South and goes north, you have to snitch on your neighbor and say that he's hiding slaves in his garage. And if you don't snitch on your neighbor, you've committed a federal crime and you'll be arrested. Here's the fugitive slave law, 1854, runaway slave Joshua Glover, and he's in Wisconsin trying to make his way to Canada. He's caught and he's put in jail, and they're going to ship him back down south. And then the Sauk County Standard wrote in 1854, an estimated 5,000 white Wisconsin citizens stormed the jail on Saturday, March 18th, 1854, and freed the black man, Joshua Glover. And 2 days later, these same white Republicans in Wisconsin go to Ripon, and they form an anti-slavery political party called the Republican Party.
What the hell did you just say?
Now I will never be your hater, I'm your biggest fan. I hope it falls into place just how you planned it. Life could put you in a pickle, just make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving, man. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, but more importantly, you see the clip of my ashy fingers. This is a problem with liars. Like when it comes to this political thing that's going on, and you got the Republican Democrat thing, and then people try to bring up, Democrats are the party of slavery, and you got, white people and black people and other ethnicities trying to play this game. They're not actually telling you the facts. So let me run this down to you. 12 presidents own slaves. 12 and let's just I'm gonna go from 12 from George Washington up to Lincoln. That was 16 presidents. So 12 out of that 16, let's just own slaves. 12 out of the people who founded America, right? But what they forget to tell you is it wasn't necessarily named the Democratic and Republican Party back then. So the Republican Party was called the Democratic Republican. You get what I'm saying? So when somebody says Democrats, they're not actually. The president was a slave owner who was a Democratic Republican. You get what I'm saying? But because the word Democrat was in front, nobody asked questions. You got to remember, Lincoln was like the Union Party. It was like the Whig Party. And it was a libertarian, something like that. The parties were a little bit different. It wasn't two, but it consolidated down to two. So that's the first thing that a lot of y'all getting hustled with. And you can look this stuff up yourself. Like you could Google it. Just Google it. You go, oh, I see what's going on. So, and the reason I have this annoys me as a person is because y'all don't understand when people are being disingenuous and acting like they're doing you a favor or they're a friend of yours, because you're not looking into history enough to go, oh, you trying to play me. I'm being lied to. So when it comes to this idea, one black man ran away from slavery and 5,000 white people. Oh, we got him out of jail because it was so wrong. Bruh, how many tens of thousands got sent back? How many tens of thousands? Like, do y'all realize the movie 12 Years a Slave is based on what it's based on? Like a free man up north getting yanked to the south? Because white people were getting paid to either get people who were free slaves or free men or escaped slaves back to the south. Like that was a whole industry, man. Just like we talk about the Underground Railroad, there was a whole industry on the opposite side of that to put you in bondage. Okay, so that's a whole nother thing. And then we got to play this game where, slavery was in the South. No, slavery was in America. Don't play this game. Don't play this game. Because see, Virginia is a part of the South, right? So Thomas Jefferson, is considered a founding father. So that's the South, right? But George Washington, that's North, playboy. Like it was slavery in New York, man. What are you talking about? Wall Street was built on slavery. But y'all want to sit here and act dumb. It was slavery all up the East Coast. Like, so when it's like, oh, it was just a Southern thing. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. You are absolutely crazy. You know, y'all never looked into George Washington's teeth. You get what I'm saying? You never looked into that. You never looked in his dentures. You see, yanking out slaves' teeth and putting them into a uh, how can I say this? You know, slaves were the first veneers. How about that? You know, he needed him a nice grill, so he was just yanking out slaves' teeth so he could put them in his mouth. It's just, I mean, just a little American history. So when you're listening to people talk about how nice and upstanding and righteous people were, you got to understand something. 16 presidents is damn near like we're on what 46. Yeah, think about that. We're on like 46. So we got 16 of them that you know were, and really 17 if you really want to be honest, because you know Lincoln got assassinated, so everything after him, you know, was part of the issue. But let's just say we got 16 presidents and it stopped with Lincoln. That was slavery. And how many? Let's go another maybe 20. I can't even say 20 because 20 would be 36. And I didn't, and 10 presidents back would be would still be Jim Crow. 40 years ago? No. 40 years ago would be the 80s. And we had people with 2 terms. So 10 presidents back actually might be Jim Crow. Because Reagan was in office when I was a child. Reagan and maybe Carter. So Carter, Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, Biden. So if I went 2 back from Carter, I think that's Johnson or something like that. Yeah, so I'm not even. This is my point. You know. So let's just say 16 presidents, slavery. The next 20, we'll go with Jim Crow, aka apartheid, for y'all who don't get the picture, right? So we've only had 9, 10 presidents that was supposed to be legally, you know, we can actually be a part of America. And truth be told, I can't even use that because Reagan was part of Iran Contra, you know, and the dumping of drugs in the black community, and so was Bush. You get what I'm saying? So if you really want to be honest, you could say from Lincoln to 1992. I'm just trying to make a point here. Or 92, yeah, when was Clinton? Yeah, 92. So this is the country we live in. And then just to go, oh, my family was up north and they were, your family was up north, what with all of these games y'all like to play. Everybody's families up north and they were against slavery. But here's the interesting thing. They didn't stop benefiting off of it. Your families up north lived real good high on the hog, knowing people were enslaved and benefiting from it and actually enslaving people at the same time. Just saying. Just saying. So when you hear these people talk, just understand they're not actually telling you the truth. They're telling you a half truth. It's a disingenuous thing that's going on because the phones got smarter and the people got dumber, and you could just look this stuff up. But they're banking on the fact that you don't. But you can go ahead and look it up and tell me if I'm lying. You know, like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace. You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna tell you.